So I say something. All right. Good morning and good afternoon, depending on wherever you at the time of this recording. This is episode 141 of the Restricted Zone podcast, man. And the first episode of 2024 of the RZP crew. Hey, Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year's, Chris. Happy New Year's, Johnny. Happy New Year's to you, Kendrick. Happy New Year's to the rest of the guys of the crew. This is a 4-man crew today. Football, Super Bowl literally right around the corner, not that far away from us. So there's a lot to talk about, but we're going to dive right into it, man. Kendrick, introduce yourself to the people out here, man.
You already know who it is. It's Kendrick, smartest man on the podcast, as I always say.
Johnny, introduce yourself to the people, man.
Hello, world. Just Johnny tapping back and again, baby. Listen here. I'm just an analyst, not an advocate, but I'm going to tell you, I miss the squad. I miss you, world. Happy New Year. We back, bro. A whole nother season podcast, baby. Lot to talk about.
Chris, introduce yourself to the people, man. He's hiding from the world right now.
I mean, I don't know how you can top that intro, so I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. Happy New Year. It's good to be back. Had a long break. Let's get back to work.
A long break, a lot of stuff. Sorry for the late upload. We know we a month. We had a lot of stuff to take care of and settle and adjust, but now we're back at it, and we're coming at you with some football. So we're starting it off, man, with the playoffs. The playoffs is practically done. We already know who's going to the Super Bowl, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But let's discuss the playoffs as a whole. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that happened throughout the playoffs. Some guys that kind of made a name for themselves, or guys who people kind of forgot and kind of made a name for themselves again. Teams, who's the biggest surprises and that just really excelled, and no one really thought they would get to this point. And then the teams that's really disappointed, especially considering the expectations coming into the season. You know what? I'm going to start with Kendrick first. I know Kendrick, he's been ready for this for a minute now. So, Kendrick, starting off with the first topic of this episode, man. I mean, give me some of the biggest surprises or disappointments in terms of teams that's performed throughout the season, just the playoffs in general, man. What key players who you thought, kind of stepped up, put some light on them, or, kind of really faded from the spotlight?
All right. Well, let me get this out early. One of the biggest disappointments, Philadelphia Eagles. As to be stated. Outside of that, another big disappointment was the Baltimore Ravens. Very, very big disappointment, especially in the AFC Championship game. So much on it, so much, and it's just like they just couldn't do nothing, and it was crazy. I seen a stat actually. They said that the only teams to hold them into 10 points were the Steelers twice and then the Chiefs that game. Crazy. Wow. Chiefs defense is really like that. And I'm not going to put the Chiefs' biggest surprise as my big surprise because, I mean, they were last year's winners, and they still have Patrick Mahomes. I mean, they may not have the same offense, but they still have Patrick Mahomes, who is, you can say that he's the best quarterback in football right now.
Yeah, it's not debatable.
So that, like, you know what I'm saying? So it feels like it's like one of those things where you feel like he's always going to be there, but it just depends on how far he really go. But another team that really surprised me, honestly, they've been surprising me, but I was following them as soon as they drafted Str8, and I'm talking about the Houston Texans. They won the division. I thought they was going to sneak in as a wild card team, be a wild card team. I ain't have them win the division. That shocked me off rip. Jaguars fumbled.
Right.
They didn't do their job. And then, the Texans came in, beat the Browns. I mean, I feel like them beating the Browns, they beat one of the best defenses. But another thing about that Browns team was the fact that they were a historically great defense, but they did it at home. But on the road, they were a good defense. It was such a drop-off from being great. Like, if they played that home game, I would have – maybe the Texans don't pull that one out. You feel me? But since they didn't, that's why you saw the score 45-10. 45-14, I apologize. 45-14. Str8 had a great game. Everybody had a great game, and it was a beautiful thing to see. So I would say the Texans is really a big standout for me. I mean, we had to – also another big standout, the Green Bay Packers.
Talk to them.
Okay.
Jordan Love is like that. Listen, it's the philosophy of the Packers. It just works. It just works. Look, Brett Favre, they had Brett Favre, right? Had him for years. Boom. Then what was the next thing? They had Aaron Rodgers follow behind him, stay behind him, study, learn, do everything, right? Boom. Mm-hmm. Then it was time for him to go. Aaron Rodgers' turn. And we saw what Aaron Rodgers did. He brought them 1 Super Bowl and he won 4 MVPs while his time was there. We might see a similar outcome with Julian Love. We might see the similar outcome.
You really feel like that?
It's just a philosophy. They really built a strong philosophy. They be like, why isn't he playing? Do this, do that. Listen, it's all part of the scheme. It's all part of the process. You're really supposed to learn underneath these great players, like Aaron Rodgers learned under Brett Favre. One of the best. He was a great quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, a great quarterback. He learned from him, and you saw when he got out there, first year starting, 7 seed. He made it into the playoffs. We got to give him props for that. 7 seed, your first year in 7 seed. Congrats.
Right.
And then you go and you beat Dallas, number 2 seed. Beat the bricks off them at first. They did a little comeback at the end, but beat the bricks off them low key. And then you went toe to toe with the number 1 seed. If they had a good kicker, we might be talking about the Packers and the Lions in the NFC Championship if they had a legitimate kicker. You hate to see it. But speaking on the bad, I ain't gonna speak too much on the Eagles because the Eagles were disgusting. I mean, honestly, they were always iffy from week 1 to there was like 2 to 3 good weeks they had. Let's be real. They only had 2 to 3 good weeks in the entire season. In the entire season. In the entire I can handpick those games. It's like it was the Dolphins, the Buccaneers, and you know what? I will give the Bills game. Bills game could have still been a loss. But it was they played well. If they would have lost, I would have been fine because it was a good overall game. They had their moments, but it was a good overall game. So I give them those 3 games. Outside of anything of that, it was a tooth and nail or God's hands was like, don't worry, we got you, Eagles. Well, I'll take care of this one. But they just didn't do their job. But another team that was really disappointing was the Ravens. How do you have number 1 defense? Actually, the defense showed up. The defense played well, actually. They held Patrick Mahomes to 17, having 17 points, and they were all in the first half, right?
Yeah.
So it was all in the first half. So I feel like they did a great job of doing that. However, their offense was stagnant. How are you the number 1 rushing team and you don't run the ball? How do you run the ball 6 times? Only 6. And then how is the first carry you have with Gus Edwards goes for like 15, 17 yards and then forget that he exists or forget that the run game is there against a run defense who is in the below 20, who's in the bottom of the league of run defense? How are you not taking advantage of that when you got Lamar Jackson back there? And then you got Gus Edwards. And then, hold on. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank. What's his name? Justice Hill. And then you even signed Dalvin Cook. You picked him up for the exact reason to use him in the playoffs, and then you didn't run the ball in the AFC Championship.
Ridiculous.
You ain't do what got you there. It's just like they saw Brian Johnson on the Eagles and they said he cooking. Let's follow that for this AFC Championship. That's what they did.
You have to chill.
All right, Kenji. All right, Kenji. You make some strong points though. I will say that though. Johnny, I gotta swing it to you, man. I mean, just give me your thoughts. Who's the biggest surprises, disappointments? I know you're itching to say something, man. I'm giving the spotlight to you, man. Go ahead.
Take Kendrick's mic away, you jerk. You jerk. Take Kendrick's mic away. Yo, he was absolutely right. You self-proclaimed smartest man on the podcast. Once again, he presses buttons. And I'm going to tell you this now. Press a couple of nerves. Because at the end of the day, he had me going. Because I will go with the best. My choice for the best was the same as his. It was the Packers. I mentioned, and I talked about Jordan Love. In the beginning, I'm gonna get this out the way real quick. I mentioned Jordan Love before in the beginning of the season. Yeah, I'm gonna get the good part out the way. And Jordan Love, yeah, he was my. I've been talked about him before. This is what you do when. This is what happens when you groom your quarterbacks. I mentioned this in a segment before of a lot of quarterbacks hitting the ground running because of the success of certain quarterbacks like a Josh Allen, yeah, Lamar Jackson, yeah, but mainly a Patrick Mahomes. You got players
He got
that
groomed a
hit.
little bit.
Yep, 1 year behind Alex Smith, maybe. Is
He
that
got
enough
groomed
to
to
say
he got groomed to beat
who
to
knew he'd
learn
be
the
what he
offense.
who knew he would be this to this extent? But the point still stands the same. Like you said, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre. Concepts of that old school concepts and values that I felt like have been drawn away from the league. Grooming a quarterback. This is what happens. Jordan Love. All you need is love. He knew the system. He was
Oh,
comfortable. There were even times where they brought him up and he played kind of bad and they benched him again. Brought him back next season and he just kept getting better until we see what we saw this past postseason. So I will say I definitely agree with the Packers being my favorite as far as my like surprise team in the
mhm.
postseason. And that was close because I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of the Texans. I'm a fan of CJ Stroud. I'm a fan of D'Amico, their coach, former Eagle linebacker. I love what they did. 40 burger on one of the top defenses. I'm for all that. I'm definitely for the Packers and how well they work with quarterbacks and what Love is there. Now, with that being said, my most disappointing team. It was a tie. I wanted to say until Mr. Smart Guy wanted to press a point that I actually forgot about. I actually forgot about this crap because honestly, what the Ravens didn't do to get them to the Super Bowl is the same thing that the Eagles did not do to get them to advance as well. We didn't run the football. We did not run the football against a team that they formerly beat earlier in the season by running the football. I will say though, it's got to be a 1A and 1B type of thing because that's my 1B. My 1A, and I had to get this out real fast. Miami Dolphins. I will say, despite going against the greatest quarterback of our era so far in Patrick Mahomes, and I will say, despite bone chilling, Tyson biting weather, you still couldn't average more than one touchdown after averaging 30 points throughout the whole entire season. Now, the Chiefs defense, Spagnolio, that's their DC, right? Spags is the defensive coordinator, I
Uh,
believe. I believe it is. Is Steve Spagnolio is their defensive
I'll double
I
check,
think,
coordinator.
but keep going.
yeah, I
I'll
think,
check, but keep
yeah.
But
going.
the main point is they weren't a top five D. They weren't a top 10 defense. And you guys couldn't drop more than a touchdown. You guys couldn't score with this team. I understand weather implications and things of that nature. But come on, what do we have here? Cedric Wilson, 3 catches for 37 yards. You were targeted 7 times. This was after Tyreek Hill's touchdown after his 62 yards that he put up. They had to double team him. Jalen Waddle, where are you? 2 catches, 34 yards. What? You were targeted 5 times. They probably stopped going to you after you folded after a while. You couldn't get open. Cedric Wilson, where are you? You couldn't get open. Run the football. Wasn't working. I'm not even going to put this on Tua. Honestly, he couldn't even. What did he have? Like maybe almost 200 yards, 190 to almost 200 yards because he just couldn't click with his receivers. I don't know if that was inclement weather, them not being prepared enough. I don't know what happened to this Dolphins offense that they were not able to score with this Chiefs to make this a formidable game in the fourth quarter to be able to win. I don't know what happened. So with that being said, that was a major disappointment. I was not expecting that performance. But as far as the Eagles, we should have won this game. This was a game that we were supposed to win. I know AJ Brown was hurt. We should have won this darn game. I don't know what happened. I mentioned Baker Mayfield having a sneaky good year in the
You
beginning of
did.
the season. I mentioned that. He gave us 337 yards, guys. 3 touchdowns. I mean, the Bucks ended the season 5 wins, winning 5 out of the last 6. We lost. We went 1 for 5. We did the opposite. So coming into this game against a more experienced coach in Todd Bowles, a hotter
They were a
team
hotter
in
team.
Tampa Bay. Yeah, but at the same time, we had personal problems that we just couldn't overcome, and we just didn't. The Bucks just basically took advantage of that,
What was the
mainly in our
personal problem? Not throwing the ball over the middle?
secondary,
Wait,
pass
hold on.
defense, tackling. It's a lot of
Uh,
things. It's a lot of things that held, and it's a lot of things that came in contact with us not getting it together in time, and all of that trickled down to coaching. If you ask my personal opinion, but that probably was a better disappointment with than the Dolphins. 1A, 1B. But honestly, me being biased, the Eagles fan, I'd say it would be a 1A. The Dolphins were a major disappointment. I was not expecting that offensive debacle, but I have to say the Eagles folding in Raymond James Stadium in the playoff game that we should have won based off of lack of being out coached and defensive just debacles. I'd probably say that was the biggest disappointment in my personal opinion. I'm done. That hurt, bro.
oh, okay, Johnny. Okay, I'm Chris. You had something you wanted to chime in, so I'm gonna bring it to you now. Go ahead and give your piece and thoughts on this topic.
Very fast, just to get this out the way. I don't count the Bucks as a hot team. Win the final week of the game, you beat the Carolina Panthers 9-0.
All field goals. I know. All field goals. I know.
So I'm not
Still
counting
win.
that as a hot team.
They was on cruise control.
Okay. Anyway, a lot of both John and Kendrick hit a lot of points I wanted to say. I'll start with disappointing teams. Johnny, I agree with you on the Dolphins that they were a disappointing team because of the fact that the offense was so electrifying. I thought that they would do better, but kind of the same way with the Eagles, the vision was there for the Dolphins because every big game they played, they lost. They lost. They got blown out by the Buffalo Bills. They lost to the Chiefs earlier in the year. They got blown out by the Ravens. They barely beat the Cowboys at home. I mean, they barely beat us at home.
Well,
Man,
there you go. That do make sense. Pacheco burned them for 89 yards and a touchdown, and Rasheed Rice just had a field day, 130
Remember-
yards and a touchdown.
Pacheco's the
Yeah.
dog. Pacheco's the dog, though.
yeah, that's
Straight
why.
dog.
But in that weather, wow, bro, like
Dog.
Jesus.
That's how you thrive. That's how you running backs that run like Pacheco, short, angry, and fast. Let it be cold. He going, you get tired of tackling people. Like that's why Derrick Henry ate so much. 'Cause, like, how you going? Who wants to tackle somebody 6'3", 225 in 5-degree weather, bro? I know I
That's
don't
tough.
want to.
That's tough. That's
I
tough.
don't even get paid. They got to get paid, and they still got to. No, bro. It's the fourth quarter. I'm tired, bro. Don't hand him the ball. Throw the ball, Ryan Tannehill, please. Throw the ball. Back when they was in the playoffs with him, that's why I said Ryan Tannehill, y'all. I know Will Levis is the quarterback.
We know.
The Miami Dolphins. Yeah, man. They love Ryan Tannehill. Go ahead, Chris. Bring it up.
Yeah. So anyway, just continue with that. Continue with them. But the rivals are all for the Dolphins. So again, while it was disappointing, you kind of saw it coming, and that's the same way with the Eagles. Like Kendrick said, because again, I'm not going to get too deep into it. I promise you, Johnny, it's not going to be that bad.
Nah, go ahead.
We saw all season. Like all season, the Eagles never looked good. Greg asked me a question. We were debating about this when I think the Eagles were, 6-0, or I think they just beat the Dolphins. And Greg was talking about we keep complaining about how the Eagles don't look good, but they keep pulling out wins. And he compared that Eagles team to the slump that the 49ers were in. Because I think they just lost 3 straight. Lost to the Browns. I think they lost to they didn't lose to the Steelers. I don't know.
No, it was like Vikings and then some random team.
And the Browns. And the Browns didn't have Deshaun Watson that game. So he was talking to me, why do you still think that they're a better team? And I said, because when their team is together, I've seen a complete game from them. Offense, defense, special teams, all clicking. We never saw that from the Eagles. 1 minute the offense looks really good. Another minute the defense looks okay. And then all of a sudden, nothing's there. And you can see it. Like, you lost to Zach. Really, no consistency. And we saw it all year. Yes, y'all were winning games, but y'all weren't winning them in a dominating factor. It was a game every time. Like, I really just watched the Eagles because I wanted to see if they were going to collapse or not. And when y'all started to collapse, I was really tuned into the games. Because that was the best time of the game. I will never forget that Cardinals game. I was sitting here and I said, there is no way the Cardinals are about to come down.
That was worse than the Jets game, bro. Like I said, no.
I was looking at the score. I said, why are the Cardinals still in this game? Why is it a tie ball game? There's no way they're coming down, scored in 2 minutes. And they came down, scored in 2 minutes. The same thing with the Seahawks game. Drew Lock picking apart James Bradbury on the entire drive.
Yeah, that was the
it was like he had like 2 minutes of clock left. I said, who? I said, what? Drew Lock.
I can't believe we watched Drew Lock cook at the cookout like that, bro. He cooked at the cookout like that. Like, Bradbury, it was
in there. I was like, yeah, it's over. Just for this season.
We can talk about the Giants games because y'all won on Christmas, but it wasn't a convincing win. The Giants almost came back. Right. They almost came back. Let's just think about that.
Picked the ball off in the end zone. Thank God.
Thank God.
And then because of the fact that y'all were stinking it up during the last half of the season, y'all had to play your starters in a Week 18 game against the Giants team, and y'all got smoked.
Yeah, that's
the writing was on the wall. It was 24-0 at halftime.
Bro, they had a reason to beat us because that's the first time they beat us in like 3 home games. So they had a reason to play.
But to get beat like
it was Tyrod Taylor out there dicing y'all up
with a bad thumb.
Defense.
That's horrible.
Exactly.
Listen,
and that's how y'all lost AJ Brown.
Listen.
Actually, I got a question for Johnny when Kendrick is done. Go ahead, Kendrick.
I will say this. Listen, I got to be honest. I'm looking at the schedule. I'm saying we should have been cool, even though we lost to the 49ers. I mean, losing to the 49ers was reasonable because, we had 3 games in 13 days. I will say that. But also, we was fighting for our life going against the Chiefs and the Bills. So I'm like, bro, we gonna break it. We done bend enough where we gonna break it. And we broke for the 49ers, fine. We broke for the Cowboys, fine. We lost, fine. Okay. I really expected us to at least go 2-3 and at least beat the Seahawks and the Giants, even though I had to go 3 out of 4 because the Seahawks, we haven't beat the Seahawks in 9 years, bro. And it was just like, if we were to beat them finally, and then we should have won the last 3 games, where even if they won that last game, it shouldn't have mattered. We should have had me out there lining up at receiver talking about some Taylor, I'm open. Why do we need to have the AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts, who dislocated his finger? Let brother man, let our starting QB dislocate his finger.
Can't wait.
And then now we gotta wait. Then we don't even get the bye week. Now you gotta go in the next week and try and put his finger back together. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, he kind of summed it all up for me with the Eagles, but yeah. So I saw it coming. Last thing I'm gonna say about the Eagles. I was jokingly before the Buccaneers game. I said Baker Mayfield was going to throw for 350 yards. I did not expect him to come back close to throwing 350 yards.
God, Baker.
What you mean?
Everybody looked down on him. Now he's turned up.
Oh no. My opinion still stays the same. My opinion is still staying the same.
He had a good year though. I will say that.
I'll give him credit for the year. I'll give him credit.
I called it out. Kendrick, you was on it. I said Baker can bake, and y'all clown, and y'all didn't clown, but y'all kind of chuckled. I said bacon bake.
I chuckled.
I said bacon bake. He baked. And honestly, I don't feel proud. I don't feel proud that I'm right. It hurts that I'm right because it's like I feel like
Baker was in this draft. I forgot.
Okay, so now that's out the way. The last, I guess this last team necessarily isn't disappointing, but we're not surprised. But it is disappointing that we got to say Dallas Cowboys. I mean, come on now. Technically, you had to.
Dallas fans. You thought we was gonna leave you out?
Kendrick, technically we have to. They had a better record than y'all. They won the division. They got a home. They got a home game. They got
Chris,
home game.
now you lost me. Chris, you lost me.
Hold on. Let me finish. I know y'all heard me before say that I think Justin Herbert is Aaron Rodgers 2.0. Nah. I'm not gonna lie to you. In that Cowboys Packers game, I thought Aaron Rodgers was out in that field for the Packers. Jordan Love was making every throw looking incredible off his back foot running. I'm like crossed by him like, yo, he is lighting y'all. Like I seriously saw Aaron Rodgers in a Packers uniform again in that game. That was beautiful to see.
And Chris, I saw Randall Cobb in a Romeo Dobbs uniform.
Hey, yo. And just speaking about the Packers, that goes to again one of the
Romeo
surprising
Dobbs
teams.
almost had 200 yards, bro.
He was cooking.
Johnny, I got. Oh, go ahead, Chris. You're not done. Go ahead.
No, Jordan Love was really cooking that game, and again, that's one of the surprising teams. Again, a lot of stuff I said, everybody else has already said. In I will just touch on the one surprising team that nobody said, and even though they had a disappointing finish, I feel like I should still give them the props. Detroit Lions, they had a really good year. They
I
won a
knew
lot. They won a lot of big games. They won a lot of big games. They won the division for the first time in 30 years. They got to the NFC Championship game. They had a really good year. Obviously, they did choke it away, and I feel like that's because they just stopped running the ball. And I know sooner or later we're going to have a conversation about these game managers and game changers. I don't think Jared Goff is a game changer, but he played like sorry, I said that wrong. I believe Jared Goff is a game changer, but he played like a game manager in that game. And I might be wrong about Brock Purdy being a game manager because he was a game changer. And back to back weeks, he was a game changer. He stepped up. He stepped up when he needed his team to step up. Even though they should have lost to the Packers, he made the plays when the plays needed to be made. And you got to concur for that. But I did want to shout out the Lions.
That still don't make him.
We're gonna have the conversation later. We're gonna have it later.
Shout out to
we need more people here to talk about that.
Yeah,
definitely. Well,
but I gotta shout out the Lions and just because Kendrick stated it and I gotta state it too. CJ Stroud is that guy.
Dog.
That
the
man.
Texans, the Texans.
CJ Stroud. I mean, I was saying, and I remember. And can we give a shout out to D'Amico Ryans for the tremendous job he's done? I mean, I thought whoever won the Browns Texans game deserves Coach of the Year. Now I know Dan Campbell's in the conversation, and I know he's probably gonna end up getting it. But I think it should be Kevin Stefanski or D'Amico Ryans. Since D'Amico Ryans won, I want it to be D'Amico Ryans because that was the game plan was executed perfectly. And I love the clip that they showed of him talking to his linebacker and telling him how you just have to follow the quarterback's eyes. And he's going to throw it to the receiver. He's just doing tunnel vision. And he went out there and got a pick six. Do you know how incredible that was? Do you know how great of a coach you have to be?
Come on, talk about it.
Top tier coach.
Listen.
Elite.
When you had that dog in you as a player, you don't lose it. You don't lose that dog in you. He said, bro, just do this. Trust me. And everybody, you can look up D'Amico Ryan highlights and you're going to be like, brother could play. The brother could play.
He can.
And I'm back when he was on the Eagles, that was my man. Back when the Eagles knew what linebackers were. I'm not even going to dive into that. That's
one of the few times back when he was on the Texans. He made his bones. He made his bones with the Texans and just with the Eagles. It's just
All right, let's dive into the next topic, man. Woof. Listen, this is going to, we're going to talk about losses now. And I just got to say it. I'm going to swing it to Chris first. So, Chris, in your opinion, what loss was more damaging to the team, the Bills or the Ravens? It's tough, man.
It is tough. But I know what I'll say. I'm going to go with the Bills. Strictly off of the fact that their team is not going to look the same next year. They're already kind of playing with house money this year because a lot of guys that came back on like cheap little 1-year deals, but really want to get paid. I don't think Jordan Poyer or Micah Hyde are going to be back, which is why I feel like they signed Taylor Rapp last offseason to that short contract because one of them's not coming back. Tre'Davious White got hurt again. We don't know how he's going to return. Von Miller, maybe it's due to the fact that he really didn't play a full season. He was kind of out of shape due to that. He looked like a shell of himself. And I mean, I didn't think he deserved the contract when he got it, but it's really looking bad right now. So you don't know if that production is going to come back to him. I mean, Gabe Davis probably won't be back because he wants to get paid now. Luckily, Shakur's still there. He's a pretty decent wide receiver, but again, that's another big blow to you. The team's going to look a little bit different, and this is what happens when you commit to Josh Allen. And I don't even know what to say. I don't know if I can blame the game on Josh Allen per se, but there was a lot of missed opportunities, and they really should have beat the Chiefs. And again, they did all that talking about We need to get Mahomes on the road. We need him to come to our house, and it's going to be a different story. And everybody was so excited for part 3. Now it's in enemy territory. How's Mahomes going to respond? Is Josh Allen finally going to get that win? And they just couldn't get the job done when they needed to. It's the same song and dance every year with this team. You look at the talent. You look at the talent on paper. We all know they should be contending for Super Bowls. They should be in the AFC Championship game every year at this point, or get into a Super Bowl. Nothing less than that. They haven't done that. They did that 1 year, and it was a great matchup against Mahomes, but that was it. They just can't get back there. It's the same song and dance. And again, now you're coming back. It's going to be a completely new team. There's going to be new guys coming in, guys leaving. I didn't even mention Matt Milano. How is he going to come back from the injury he had out a whole year? You don't know what the future holds right now. At least with the Ravens, even though it's disappointing, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit later, at least you know that a lot of that core will be back next year because a lot of them are very young players that don't have new deals yet. And they're long-term players they already signed up for. Ronnie Smith signed long-term already. Lamar Jackson, long-term already. I mean, they might have to bring back OBJ on a one-year deal, but he's good. Ronnie Stanley, long-term already. Zay Flowers is a rookie. He's still on his rookie deal. Patrick Queen, you got to answer that. Maybe he might want to leave or come back, but that's the only big loss that they would have. Or no, who's the defensive end that they might lose?
Who?
I can't think of his name right now. I'm gonna find out though. But I feel like they're in a better position because even though they might lose a couple players here and there, they still have that core team together, so they'll probably be back. The Bills is just, the future right now is really unknown for them. So I think that loss hurt I think the Bills have the more devastating loss.
That was a great point you brought up. That a lot of guys signed 1-year cheap deals. That is true. I definitely had that. I definitely missed that. So that was definitely important. So yeah, the Bills' future do kind of look a lot more shakier. Kendrick, just give me your thoughts on this topic in particular.
Or right before I hop into my thing, another thing Chris was talking about contracts. I did see around. I did hear a little rumor going around that they might be trying to restructure Stephon Diggs' contract, and he might have a problem with that. Even though he was acting iffy in the division game, though he was acting iffy. He ain't make the plays that he was supposed to.
We ain't gonna talk about that though.
Diggs, my man. Like I love Diggs, but come on, Diggs, you come on, bro. Like,
yeah,
like you come on, bro. But listen, I feel like the more disappointing game. Well, I feel like the biggest disappointment was really the Ravens. It's solely because it was y'all game to lose, and y'all showed y'all ass and lost it. Like, come on, y'all. Like, I don't want to have to revisit what I said earlier, but like, you got the best run game in the league, and you act like you don't know what running the ball is. Lamar Jackson. What's like? I understand he had over 50 yards. I feel like on that scheme against that defense, why didn't each back have over 50 yards? They not like, come on, y'all too dynamic. You got Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook put up a 1,000+ yard season last season. He just needed an opportunity and some time to get in rhythm. Nothing. You didn't want to do it at all. Like, what was the point of going out and getting him if you weren't going to utilize him? Like, I just don't understand that. Like, bro, even if you don't fully understand the system, I guarantee you can call a simple run play where he run in between the tackles and he might give you 5 to 10 yards off that. He might even break one. You understand you don't want to get intricate because that's what you got Gus Edwards for. That's what you got Justice Hill for. They had Mitchell, but he tore his ACL. That was a tragedy. That right there was hurtful. I shedded a tear because he had that dog in him, and he was really showing out. He really took that number 2 spot from Hill just to lose it because he got hurt, and that hurt me. That hurt me because he was really showing out. But Ravens disappointed me the most because it was just like, bro, you had it in your hands, and then you said, "I'll pass." I'm good. We made it. That's all that matters. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all not even, like, come on.
Bro, right now. I can't wait to upload this.
Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all acting outrageous. You're not running the ball. Now you want to make Lamar Jackson a pocket passer? Like, bro, this is the thing. This is the thing. I'm not going to say Lamar Jackson can't be a pocket passer, but Lamar Jackson is a special athlete just like how like him and Josh Allen are very similar. Because Lamar developed pocket awareness. He developed a pocket game where he can stay in the pocket and deliver. We've seen him have 300 passing yard games. We've seen him throw for 3-4 touchdowns. We've seen all those things, but he is so capable of being able to do what is needed to win. This is what I'm saying. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, they all fall in this category to be able to win either way. We've seen Jalen Hurts win games with his legs. We've seen Josh Allen put the team on his back with his legs. We've seen Lamar do it. We've seen Pat make big runs to boost his team, to get them where they needed to go. That's what makes him so dynamic. That's what makes him a game changer. The fact that you don't all right, if one thing's not working, we can always move on to the next thing. Or we can have these in tandem where it's like, oh, this is hot right now. Let's move with this. Oh, but this is now getting hot. They're giving him this. But they weren't doing that. They were like, pass, keep on passing. Let's throw the ball. Throw it up. Throw it. Why? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all acting silly now. Y'all acting silly. However, this is one shout out I will say. Ravens might have the best tight end duo in the league. They just might. I gotta say it. Isaiah Likely?
And Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely and Andrews, yeah, for sure. Isaiah Likely came out of nowhere, bro.
Was that his rookie year? Was this his rookie year?
Yeah, no. It's his rookie year.
Dog. Straight. What, dog? Come on, stop. Come on. He's like, come on, every game.
Head top, Mr. Head top. And he scores touchdowns. And he catches touchdown.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like they got some brewing in that tight end room down in Baltimore that can go far. That can go really far. But they gotta play to the strengths of what the game is dealing them. They gotta play to the strengths of what the game is dealing to them. And that is how they will succeed. That's how we saw Jalen Hurts play last year. They played to the game that the defense gave, and we saw him run for 150 yards or throw for 350 yards. Or we've seen him go 100 yards on the ground and 150 in the air. Bro, it's just you got to play the game, but you can't focus on just one aspect of the game and expect that to work when that's not that type of player. You don't got a Matt Stafford. Lamar Jackson not Matt Stafford.
No, he's not.
Like, it's just you got to play to your players, and you playing out. You trying to make them play like who they not. Of course you're gonna fail. Of course your offense gonna look like dog doo-doo. Like, come on, bro.
Dog doo. All right, Kendrick, you made some phenomenal points. Johnny, I'm gonna give you your spotlight on. Just give us your thoughts on this. Kendrick's been on the roll, man. He's been on the roll.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. All right, so with that being said, this was a good question, man. Like, who lost was worse? And honestly, both you got, like, Chris and Kendra, they both made good points. Historically, I'm gonna have to go with the Bills first, off of history. But that's not to negate that loss that the Ravens took. I will say though, real fast with the Bills, like, bro, this is like their third straight, like, loss in 4 years, and as far as playoffs in the AFC Championship. Like, they did how that game end, like a fake punt at the end, like, some cowboy call by the head coach that didn't go through, and then Josh Allen trying to be a cowboy at the 2-minute warning. He's taking shots downfield when you should have just settled for the field goal and tried it for overtime after a while. But no, he's taking shots downfield, and it just ultimately ended up in a tough field goal in inclement weather, and ultimately they just missed, bro. And once again, the Bills go home to the Chiefs, who have been the bane of their existence for, like, God knows how long now. So honestly, like, it's looking like the 90s all over again with the Bills. Like, it's looking like a curse. Like, it's giving that, bro. And I'm not even a superstitious person, but I'm just saying that to say that they just can't get over this historical hump that just keeps plaguing them. And I mean, that hurts, man. Like, historically, the prestige of this team, it just hurts, and they just keep getting held back. This is 4 straight AFC losses, bro. And this is 4 straight AFC losses, like, if we count back. And yeah, this is fourth straight now. So honestly, I have to say the Bills wore it the worst, if that's the case. Instead of
Okay.
who wore it better, the Bills wore it the worst. This is who wore it worse. The Bills took it the worst. This hurt the worst for them. Now, with that being said, I will say real fast, Baltimore, oh my God, Kendrick, you are 100% right. I have to negate that. You talk about 1A, 1B. The Bills are 1A. Let me get into 1B just for a split second. Ravens had the best record. They stopped every team throughout the season. They stomped every team throughout the playoffs. They were climbing. They were moving. Lamar, he ain't got no agent representing himself. Got re-signed. They locked in their quarterback. Added Odell Beckham Jr.,
It looked like
Patrick Quinn,
it looked like a fairy tale to me.
Roquan Smith on the defensive end. Yeah, bro, we're at, like you said, like a fairy tale. We are set. We are here. We're not going anywhere. We're going ahead. And what was Lamar Jackson's stigma? What was the reason Baltimore was hesitant to just back up the Brinks truck on him, so to speak? Because he don't win when it counts. He's
Ah,
done. He's done this before. This is why it took them so long to actually pay him, because they're like, bro, you're always almost getting there. So now he finally convinced them to commit to him as a player, as a person, as an athlete, that I can do this for our franchise. You're our guy. He didn't do it again. Now, at the end of the day, I will say Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. I will get into that in a split second as well. But I just want to say, after the type of season that the Ravens had, it just, how it culminated to a home loss to the Chiefs, it makes you look at Lamar more than who he lost to. Because the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and I'll get into that in a second. But I just want to say, Lamar Jackson, this is your, second or third time of getting to this stage and losing? It's how you play the game. A lot of people in Baltimore and a lot of people in NFL analysts will say that we're not going to put it on Lamar, but my God, he certainly didn't help. With 2 turnovers and a passer rating of 75, I think, completing only 50%, maybe 54% of his passes. That's not going to cut it, bro. That is not going to cut it. You guys ain't been here since 2013. You're supposed to be that guy, and this is the performance that you show. That is. I'm not going to say if he folded. I just think he's just another segment where he just can't get it done where it counts. And at the end of the day, are you the guy, bro? The Ravens are going to have to really reconsider their quarterback options. And I feel like in the summer. And dare I say that after they just got finished paying this man. But it's proven that. Lamar, even I'm going to tell you this, even when he lost to the Chiefs, right? It's how you lose. I said it before. It's how you lose. Josh Allen threw for over 60%. Yes, he lost. Josh Allen threw over 60%. Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl. Yes, we lost. But he outthrew Patrick Mahomes. Had a better passer rating and QBR. So Lamar Jackson, you not only did you lose, but you had the worst performance in the loss as far as quarterbacking goes. You just might not be that guy just as a quarterback.
Oh, really?
When it comes down to the moment. And that's just based off of what we're seeing, bro.
Johnny, so this is strong. This is a strong statement though by you. And plus you got the facts and you got the evidence to back it up. So it's not to sit there and say, you're wrong. But you think a guy like Lamar Jackson, he's not a franchise quarterback. Or you've already seen enough to be like you can make that conclusion.
I want to say him not being a franchise quarterback. It's not looking like it. It's not looking like it. And that's it's not looking like Lamar is that guy. It's looking like Baltimore is eventually, maybe not next year, maybe the year after, but they're going to have to go quarterback shopping.
Just
It's looking like it. It's looking like it.
Time out.
It's looking like
I heard
it.
enough.
I'm
No.
just
No,
an
you
analyst,
didn't.
not an advocate.
No, you
I don't
didn't.
even. I'm not even.
Bro, it's looking. I give him.
No,
After this, bro. He's got a window. He's got a window.
No.
He's earned himself a window.
Listen,
He has. He's earned himself.
Time out.
This isn't his first playoff loss in the championship game. He's earned himself a window.
This is his first AFC Championship appearance. He didn't play the last 2 years in the playoffs.
In the play, bro, he's earned himself a window.
I got it. Hold on. You say that, right? Right? Let me ask you this. What is Josh Allen? Do the Bills need to go look for someone else?
Oh, okay, that's fair.
He's earned himself a window as well. Yeah. As far as earning yourself a window of like the clock is ticking, as far as hot seat is concerned, yes, bro.
Wait.
Hot seat is coming.
No,
I said I'll give them. I said maybe not next year, maybe the year after. But yeah, bro, if he don't like after this, the Baltimore might. Bro, you think they're not looking? You think this upcoming summer they're not gonna be looking like? Did we make a mistake here? Then you think that thought ain't gonna go through one ear, not the other? He's got a window, bro. He's got a window. Josh Allen, he's got a window. Yes, they have a window. They have a hot seat of bro. Your
Josh
clock
Allen
is
got a
ticking now.
window. Hold on. Lamar Jackson got a window 1 year to sign the max. What are we saying here?
That's tough.
He got a what?
I give it 2 years. I give it 2 years.
What?
They paid him to win all the way because before he signed that contract, he's had playoff wins. They paid him to win all the way.
Hold on.
They did. That earned. Yeah.
Hold on. Is it his fault? Is it his fault that the game plan changed in the biggest game of the season?
No.
I understand he didn't throw. I understand he didn't play that well. Is his fault the game plan changed?
No.
So why is all of a sudden now he's a so
because of the position that he's in? It's not. It's a lot of bro. I'm not even going to get biased, but it's a lot of that situation, that concept of no, it's not his fault, but because of the position that he's in, this is the weight that he carries. He has a window. I'm not saying the window is small. He ain't got no 1 year, 2 year chance. He's got at least 4 years.
You just said he got 2 years. You just said
no. I said maybe the year after next. That's 3. I said maybe the year after next. I didn't say maybe. I said maybe not next year. I said maybe not the year after next. That's at least, bro. He's got at least 3 years. He keeps losing in where it counts. They're going to start considering their options and going quarterback shopping. Same thing in Buffalo.
Wait a second.
Same thing with Buffalo.
Hold on. Wait a second. So you just say he's not. You say if he doesn't win by year 4 of his contract, they're going to start looking at something. Isn't that every team with a high paid quarterback?
I said year 3, basically. Year 3.
You just said year 4.
So Chris, that's not 3 years. So after this year, I said 2 years. So I said maybe not next year, maybe not the year after.
That's year 4.
That's year 3. We're not counting after this past loss. I'm counting this past season.
That's 1 year. So if you had 2 more,
so that's year 3.
You just said after year. You just said after year 3.
All right, fine. So all right. So technically, that'll be year 4. So that wouldn't be quarterback shopping.
Okay, Johnny. So you think
they wouldn't be wrong to do that? They wouldn't be wrong either way. Year 3 or year 4, they wouldn't be wrong to quarterback shop.
Johnny, what team doesn't do that by year 4? They don't win it all.
I said the same thing for Buffalo.
I said
the same thing for Buffalo. So my thing is, they're not wrong for thinking that in the offseason that this upcoming summer should we start. They're not wrong for that.
No,
they're not wrong for thinking that.
Tag me in.
That's what I'm saying. Kendrick, yes. Tag me in.
You need a hot tag? Get it, please.
Johnny, I know you not talking, bro. Like, bro, you're being outrageous. You telling me they're gonna go quarterback shopping after him signing the max deal? And quarterback shopping
after year 3. That's They wouldn't.
Okay, so
This
you're saying
he's had previous playoff losses. This isn't. This is his first AFC Championship loss. He's
Yes.
had
Come
previous
on,
ones,
bro.
which is
Okay,
Come
but he didn't make
that's
it,
what
bro.
kept them from paying him in the first place.
Come
No,
on, bro.
no,
Didn't Peyton
He
Manning go
convinced them
0-3?
to pay
Didn't
him,
Peyton Manning lose his first?
and then
Didn't Peyton Manning lose his first 3 playoff games? What are we talking about, yo?
Bro,
Didn't Peyton Manning
you
go
know-
0-3 the first 3 playoff games? Come on now, he didn't play well. He didn't go quarterback shopping. Like what?
Bro, you know what
Come
the
on
issue
now.
was? Do you really
when did
wanna know
Andrew
what the
Luck come
issue
in?
was?
When did Andrew Luck come in?
We're not even.
Hold up. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait, no, hold on. I'm sorry, Ken. Wait.
After Peyton went to Denver, what year was that? How many?
That was
You tell me.
2011.
Chris.
That was 2011. That was years after they won a Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
So, Johnny,
What are you talking about? They got Andrew
resume.
Luck because he had.
So you're comparing Lamar to Peyton? Like the resume is different.
What do you
I see
mean?
the concept. I see the concept.
Did you hear what I just said? Please get him, please.
Bro, listen, I'm gonna be honest. Listen, one thing you keep talking about, they ain't gonna sign him. Bro, you wanna know the reason why they wasn't gonna give him the contract? If you pay attention, the man had an injury history every time they didn't. And listen, anytime they didn't make the playoffs, or they barely made it, or
He got
they
hurt.
struggled end of the season, he was hurt, bro. When he plays, there's a little stat when he plays. I think he lost 1 game in December. I think he has like 1 or 2 losses actually in December at the end of the season. Like, what are you saying right now? Like, the man is a winner when
I'm
he
saying
plays.
it wouldn't be. I'm saying this.
He made it.
I'm saying this loss wouldn't make them think twice about not quarterback shopping
It's
after year.
year 1. It's year 1.
Hold on. This is one. I think this might have been his first season where he actually was not hurt, not one time the entire season, and they won the AFC. They won. They were number 1 in the AFC at the end of the season, right? Boom. That's a check mark right there. They won the division. Boom. That's another check mark. Boom. They won the division playoff game. Boom. They made it to the AFC Conference Championship, bro. Under his first year of a new deal. That screams nothing but excitement. They're like, all right, we lost. Bad game. All right, fine. We'll take that one on the chin. But you know what's crazy? We got this man for what, another 4 or 5 years of. If he can get them to if they're finishing number 1 in the division and getting to the AFC Conference Championship, if they finish out of that time, like in his, I think it was a 5 or 6 year deal. In that time, if they 5-year deal, if they do that 4 times, they got their money's worth. They're it might be one time they get to the Super Bowl in this time frame, but if they're constantly in that conversation of being in the AFC Conference, like if it's Lamar and Patrick Mahomes every year, they got their money's worth. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to say that on his first year of a max contract, and he shows why you need to pay him. He took them to an AFC championship, bro. He's like, I'm healthy. Watch this. AFC championship. They lost. Okay, fine. But that was disappointing because what happened in the whole debacle of them not having a good game, you know? But we're not going to sit here and act like Lamar is not going to be there for the rest of his contract.
He's
So-
gonna ride it.
He got himself. Oh, he got himself a window. I said that's where the window came from.
Bro, you said the window's at the year 3. You said the window's at the year 3.
Bro, his window was just in contract. Listen, the only time
These next 2 years are important. That's it. After these next 2 years, he got it.
Important. His entire contract is important. If you realize all the long-term deals they got, they're all 5 years. So they're going to be there for 5 years. They're going to pay anybody for 5 years. What are you talking about?
Bro, even if it's the next 4 year, that 5th year, they could be like, all right, it's finally, let's move. Bro, even so, they still got 4 strong, good years. As long as he's healthy, they're going to be a constant threat to go to the AFC Championship, potentially a Super Bowl. Baltimore's always known for a great defense, and now they have a quarterback. They've always been known for a run game. How do you win championships in this league? Let's be for real. It's a passing league for you to win games, but you win championships off of defense and running the ball. We've seen that. The only time you didn't see that was the Patriots versus the Eagles Super Bowl. That was one of the rare times where you saw offense on offense win versus win. But any other time, we saw a 10-3 game in the Super Bowl. Defense and running. Come on, like we acting outrageous right now. Like you're acting outrageous right now, not like saying this about Lamar.
Hold on.
Like at this point, my fault, Colin. At this point, you gotta be. You didn't say anything about this to Josh Allen. Josh Allen got his max deal for 6 years, and the man had the Man barely sniffs playoff when he loses to the same person every year, bro. Come on, bro. He should be more under the hot seat and pressure. You can't be
I
one
said the Bills' loss hurt the most. I said the Bills' loss hurt the most, but I didn't want to negate the Ravens.
But you didn't say the same person thing about Josh Allen when he got a max contract too. Talking about his contract, 6 years, $258 million, bro. 6 years, $258 million, bro. And you can only get to the AFC division, and you're not even sniffing a conference game. You're not even sniffing beating the Chiefs. What is that, bro? What is that?
Wait, Kendrick. Hold on, guys. So I'm gonna let Chris
take you back in, Kendrick.
Circle it back to Johnny. Then we're gonna go to the next topic. Chris, go ahead.
No, here's what I don't get. I made the Peyton Manning comparison because you stated, and this was out of your mouth, that Lamar Jackson was 1-3 in his last 4 playoff games. Didn't Peyton Manning start 0-3 in playoff games and play terrible in those 3 games? He did. Did you think the Colts were thinking about, hey, we need to find another quarterback or something? Then you brought up Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck came a decade after that happened. I said
probably. I said that not to say they didn't make the move, but this is how organizations work. They start considering.
Do you know why they were going to get
Andrew Luck? Them not.
Do you know why they were going to get Andrew Luck?
I said that these next couple of years are important.
No. Do you know the reason why they were going to get Andrew Luck? Because that's a whole decade later. They got Andrew Luck because Peyton Manning had a neck injury and they didn't know how he was going to come back. That was the last year of his contract with the Colts. They weren't going to re-sign him. So they said, you know what? You're just going to sit on the sideline, watch all these games, and we're not going to bring you back. How is that anything like what you're talking about? How is that anything? That's years later after that.
It's the concept of the window, bro. It's the concept of the window based off the quarterback position. He's got a couple of years. He's got a couple of years to just get better. He's got like Peyton Manning got better. Couple of years to get better. Same thing with Jalen, Josh. Like you said, everything. He's got a window, bro. You signed a contract, so you got a window to get better. Yes, what you did was good right here. We'll take this loss, but moving on. I said the next 2 years are important. Can't keep doing this. That's it.
Listen. I gotta say this though.
And listen, and Kendrick, you're gonna be the last one to speak. We gotta go to the next topic.
My fault. I would just say this. Just to speak on what Chris was saying about Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was on the Colts from 1998 to 2011. That's 13 years.
Thank you, bro. Like, come on now, bro. Lamar Jackson ain't even 10 years in, and we talking about he got a window now. Come on now.
Peyton got better. That's it. That Lamar got to get better.
Has Lamar not gotten better?
That's it.
Okay.
He got to get better from this. That's it.
Hold on, wait a second. Hold on, no. No, you did not just say that. What is wrong with you? What are you on? Stop. You need to be tested for you gotta be high or something. You gotta be high. What are you saying right now? What are you actually saying right now?
What, that he gotta get better? That's it?
Listen, no. I will say
or they gotta get better, or the Ravens like what? The fact they have to, he's got to progress from this level. That's it. And he's got a window to do it. He's got a window to do it.
No.
Just like every quarterback that signed a contract, they have a window. That's it.
Real quick, Kendrick. Real quick. I got him. Let me just say this. How long was Aaron Rodgers on the Packers? How long did he play for the Packers?
I got you. I looked that up. I looked that up.
How long did Aaron Rodgers play for the Packers?
We'll go with 10 seasons plus.
There's over 10 seasons.
Hold on, I'm getting that.
Give me. I need the exact number, please. I need the exact number.
I got you. I'm getting the
right
number.
Chris, after you say your piece, you gotta go to the next topic.
Yeah. We gonna get there when we get there. There's just some BS going on right now. That's why we not gonna just skate by that.
The Lamar disrespect got to chill.
Let's see.
The Lamar disrespect got to chill.
So 2022 was his last year, and he had been on the Packers since 2005.
Okay, so basically almost 20
10
years.
plus.
And he didn't play his first 3 years. He didn't play his first 3 years, so I'll just say 15 years. So this man played for 15 years.
10
that man won 4 MVPs and went to the conference championship game about 4 times.
And lost and I think won one ring.
Right. But you see how he's there for 15 years? And you're just saying this after Lamar's played, 6? Are you serious?
Okay.
Last thing, the only thing Lamar has to improve on in his entire game. In his entire game, it's his deep ball. If he gets that down, he's fine. That's his only issue.
Okay.
So he just basically named. He just basically labeled something.
He played better. He's a two-time. He's probably a two-time MVP. Talking about he got played better. He had one bad game in the playoffs. Like, what are you talking about,
bro?
But it's one thing.
It's the quarterback position. It's the expectations increase.
One game
as the window gets, bro. All right, fine.
I can understand your point.
No expectations.
Hold on. I could understand your point if it was year 3 already. It's year 1. The contract just started. If it was year 3 and you said 2 years to understand, if it had 2-year window, I could get that.
So the window don't start until after year 3. So the window don't start until after year 3.
That's a better case for your argument if they all have 5-year deals. So the team's going to look different after 5 years. People might go, people might regress. You don't know what the team's going to look like. But in the beginning of a 5-year contract, you can't say that.
Okay, you, Chris and John, you guys made some fair points. We're gonna leave it up to the fans. We're gonna leave it up to the comments and the discussion boards. We got to go on to the next topic. Dynamic conversation. I'm loving the energy so far. Let's get to the third topic. So now the coaching hire has been going on. If you guys been keeping up with the news, the NFL news, coaches, the hiring of new coaches and stuff like that. So Johnny, I'm gonna kind of start with you. Discuss the best coaching and the worst hires so far. Have you seen so far?
Honestly, my personal favorite, I'm gonna go with it first. I ain't gonna lie, it was it was a tie. It was a personal tie. I had personal, like it was based off concept, and I believe coaching is based off concept and fit. And I ain't gonna fraud. I like Gerard Mayo with the pass. I like the hire from within. I do. I like it. He knows the team well, and on top of that, he's got a defensive mindset that the Patriots could use, and it's a player that they respect. And on top of that, bro, as a defensive coach, he kept them in top 10 defense in the last 5 seasons. Like that might transition. All they got to get is an OC. They get somebody that can call plays. Who knows, bro? Mayo might instill like a good culture, not like a fallback, not like a Tom Brady culture, but he might still like some type of a new culture in the Patriots to have them possibly start competing again. But I like it, bro. And honestly, with Belichick, he's got former players that are not that bad coaches. Not that I'm not going to say good coaches, but they're not that bad coaches. I like Kevin O'Connell, Mike Vrabel, like people that came underneath Bill Belichick. They grew on to be like okay coaches. I'm not mad at the Gerard Mayo hire.
No.
I'm not mad at that.
No. I'm letting you slide. You said, hold on. I hope I heard this correctly. I really hope.
Me too. I hope so too. Go ahead.
Did you say you like guys that come under Belichick? Did that come out of your mouth?
No, I said they're okay. I said guys that come under Belichick.
So you mean to tell me
okay? So I'm not mad at the Patriots for doing that based off of
No. So you said they're okay. So you gonna come into this camera and look at me with a straight face and say Josh McDaniels was okay? Is that what I'm hearing right now? Because he came under Belichick.
Well, 2 versus 1. I mean, whatever. 2 versus 1. Vrabel, Kevin O'Connell versus Josh. You got Josh, bro. I ain't like him. You got Josh.
Bro, there's a lot more.
Who else?
Oh gosh, let me go do my homework now.
Go ahead. But I ain't mad from the hire from within. I ain't mad from that, John. I ain't mad at that. Even though they don't need defense, I ain't mad from doing that. I do like the Seahawks though. Mike McDonald, defense. I like these defensive-minded coaches, bro. I ain't gonna fraud. He did good with the Ravens, bro. Kept their defense top 3 too. And I think who was under him? He had some good players under him too. Patrick Queen, Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, I like and Seahawks needed defense. They was lacking 30. So I like Mike McDaniel too as well. Let's go back to Gerard Mayo.
I got some more names for you real quick. Talking about they were okay. Was Matt Patricia okay?
Not with the Lions.
Was Joe Judge okay?
No, Joe Judge is bad.
Was Romeo Crennel okay?
He's ratting off the list.
And they all came under Belichick as former players?
You didn't.
No, former coaches.
You gotta specify.
Former players. I said former players had better success. I said that.
All right, listen. We just gonna let it fly. Who was
Go ahead,
me?
Give me thoughts and few points on this topic, man.
Listen.
Best coaches and worst coaching hires in the NFL so far.
See, I don't really see any worse coaching. I will say
Raheem
my
Morris.
hot
Raheem Morris.
my
I don't know what they was doing down there, but go ahead.
Okay, that's
hey,
one.
that's you. That's you. I won't say. I say this is my hot take.
Mm,
Arthur Smith getting hired as the OC in Pittsburgh is
okay.
going to be a very underrated but a successful hire. I'm going to put that positive energy for Arthur Smith.
I'm a
Granted,
note.
he is granted
Shocking
he
point.
Granted, he is a terrible, terrible head coach. Terrible. God awful. I don't know what he was doing in Atlanta. I don't know how you have Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan, and then not decide to go get a quarterback. What are you doing, bro? You got all that talent, and you got some light skinned dude named Desmond Ritter throwing the ball. Come on, put Taylor Heineke. At least Heineke gonna give you a little something. He gonna give you a little pizzazz, do a little something for you. Desmond Ritter is doing what, bro? He's running the ball himself. You want to talk about a running court? You got all that talent. Like, you know, this is what I'm talking. You got all that talent. You got a very vertical threat in Kyle Pitts. You having a Bijan Robinson who's supposed to be putting up numbers like Jahmyr Gibbs and CMC, doing things out of the receiving game in the backfield and as a running back. But you out here, I don't know what you doing. You calling up dog doo-doo. But listen, the reason why I'm happy that he's back in the OC is because I'm thinking about his time when he was with the Tennessee Titans. Let's go back to the time when the Tennessee Titans were in the playoffs. Who was there? He was there. And who was eating? Derrick Henry was eating. We was looking at him like, why this man putting up 2,000-yard seasons? That's crazy. When we see that, but when was the last time we saw a 2,000-yard season? Come on. Was it with the Titans with Chris J? Was that it?
Nah, AP.
Like,
we saw AP. We saw AP do it.
I forgot about. I forgot. Why did I forget about that dog? My bad, AP.
Yeah, well, I don't know why. We're gonna talk about that another day.
I was so focused on the Titans. That's why I was focused on the Titans. I ain't, I'm blocked out everybody else. But listen, that's besides the point. But I'm saying because listen, we saw him dominate. They got Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. I feel like they going that run game, and you know how Pittsburgh like to play under Mike Tomlin. I feel like that run game and play action going to come into effect, and they actually gonna might do something with it.
TJ Warren too, another nice young boy.
But my favorite hire was definitely the gym hire. Because, like, honestly, I had to take a seat and start thinking, why did he ever leave the NFL? Like, I'm now thinking, why was he ever at Michigan? Like, I'm confused. Because what was going on? Like, I must have not been fully deeply into football where, like, I forgot about that, but we about to see the Ravens and Chargers in the AFC Conference Championship one of these years, and they're gonna be like brother to brother.
Okay. All right. I'm not disagreeing with that, Kendrick. I'm not disagreeing with that, honestly.
Also, finally, we're gonna see Justin Herbert in the playoffs, and he gonna hoop. Actually hoop. Like,
hey,
I got him hooping.
You about to get Greg started.
He can get started, but he can say what he wants. But we all know what Justin Herbert can do. I mean, he just need
Greg started.
Listen, there's a difference between a player being bad and then him being around bad coaching. I don't know what Greg would be talking about. He saw the Eagles. We saw Jalen Hurts look like a top 3 quarterback to drop down to a top 25 quarterback. What happened? How you go from a top 3 to top 32? How you go from top 3 to top 32? And it's
top 32.
Like, come on, bro.
No, but it's true, though. It's true. Sadly, unfortunately, that's the case with Jalen Hurts, unfortunately. Chris, I'm going to swing it to you before we get to the final topic of this episode. Go ahead, Chris. Give me your thoughts and viewpoints on this particular topic.
Kendrick got the one I want to get to. I hate the Chargers, but them getting Jim Harbaugh was the best move that they have made in a while.
Yeah.
I want them to fail, but I don't want them to fail. I don't know. I'm still have mixed emotion over this. I appreciate what Jim Harbaugh did for us in Michigan. I appreciate the national title. It's sad to see you go, and it's even worse to see you go to the enemy. But he went to the enemy, and it was the right move to make.
You good, Chris? You got Antonio Pierce. Let's go, bro.
I mean, I'm happy we have Antonio.
And with a hot streak.
It called AP.
Yeah. No, we do have Antonio Pierce. I am happy about that. That I'm not going to be biased. It was a good move, though. But I mean, I think that was the best move they could have made. His track record shows it. Even though he doesn't win everywhere he goes, he has success and he builds winning teams everywhere he goes, and it shows. Every team he's been on has been a title contending team at best. So the resume is there. If he doesn't do good with the Chargers got to be cursed at that point. And I wouldn't mind seeing that. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm not going to lie. I would love to see that happen. I would say another coaching move that I don't know how I feel about this. I'm a little bit curious about the coordinators that the Eagles picked. Just a little bit. The reason why I'm curious is because I'm not going to say Kellen Moore is bad at his job because he's not, but I can't say necessarily good at it either. And when I say good, I mean I think it's easy to have a very good offense when you play different teams each week and then outside your conference. I think it's easier when, like I said, during the regular season, kind of like we talk about basketball with Embiid, like during the regular season, you're playing different opponents. So it's a little bit easier to game plan and strategize what you want to do against different opponents. And I'm not going to lie. Last year with the Chargers, before Justin Herbert got hurt, the offense was looking good. It was looking really good under his play calling. And we know in Dallas, even though they didn't do anything in the playoffs, his offense looked good. But it's just the fact when you get to the playoffs is when it questions me. Because I don't know what this man be calling sometimes. I'll be honest, I really don't. That's why I'm a little bit curious about it. Because, I mean, I do think first of all, he's much better than Brian Johnson. He's the worst. He's the worst offensive call. He's the worst offensive play call I've seen since Josh McDaniels. That's what he reminds me of, a black Josh McDaniels. But it was needed. I'm just a little bit curious about how it's going to look, when down the stretch, especially considering the fact that his track record shows in big games he does not always step up. Just curious about.
Yeah, that scares me, and I'm mad he said that because, this guy, first of all, he don't like running the football, and that pisses me off coming to a city like this. Number one, and number two, he runs a lot of hitches and screens, and we eat that crap here.
No. It's not even that we hate it. It's the fact that you're not using it strategically. It's like, when in doubt, screen it out. You feel me?
When in doubt, screen. Kendrick coming. Listen. I can't wait to upload this to YouTube. Listen, I cannot wait. I really can't. All right.
Kendrick, you on the road today.
I know, man. I can't wait to upload this. You make sure you guys post this on your social medias and everything. All right, last topic of the new year, the first episode of 2024, Super Bowl, man. We got our, competitors, February the 11th on a Sunday, 6:30 p.m. We got the 49ers at Kansas City Chiefs, man. Listen, this might be a heck of a game. So I just want to start it off with Chris. I'm going to start off with you. Super Bowl predictions, the score, and who's your Super Bowl MVP winner?
All right. First things first. We're going to get to this topic, and I know everybody's going to say the same thing. But I'm going to say first.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, that brother's the greatest I've ever seen. That brother might be.
Is he the next Tom Brady? Is he the next Tom Brady?
No. He don't. No. What do you mean by next Tom Brady? You mean just winning 7 Super Bowls? He could be.
You think Pat could win 7? All the wins.
Listen.
No.
For all I know, that brother could win 10. For all I know.
Really?
No. Listen.
Okay.
He every year.
You still got to go through Joe Burrow sometimes.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Listen, man, I saw that big. He'll be fine, but we just gotta witness. We just gotta talk about greatness real fast. This man is incredible.
Yes.
Every year, it's been another question added to him. And the past 2 years, really, because he lost to Tyreek Hill. Now, he shut the critics down last year when he won the Super Bowl. But this year, you could see from week 1, it looked different. It felt different. They did not look good on offense. They only looked good on defense. And the defense was suspect at times. They really didn't get clicking until Chris Jones kind of got in his rhythm again. But before that, it was really suspect. You saw the drop passes all year by his receiving core. Kadarius Toney lined up off sides against the Bills. You just saw and it actually looked like for a second that it was going to be the end of the Chiefs. Not saying that they weren't going to still be in the playoffs or anything, but basically saying their like little championship window that went closed. It's going to reopen again, but they might need to just make some adjustments, get some actual receivers for Patrick Mahomes, and open again. And then the playoffs come, and somehow, some way, only having one game at home when every year before this he was always playing in Kansas City. The brother still made it back. He still made it back, yo. Still. I don't know what else to say. I hate the fact that he's on the Chiefs. Hate the fact that he's in my division. I see him twice a year. But at this point, it's his league. He runs it. I don't care if he doesn't win MVP. I don't care if he doesn't win MVP every year. It is his league. He does what he wants when he wants, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And that's what he's shown. It's crazy, but that's what he's shown. I'm sorry. Right. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
With that being said, I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes anymore. I think the Chiefs are going to somehow, I don't know how, but they're going to somehow win. But to be fair, that 49ers defense, for all the talent they have looked real suspect these playoffs. Real suspect. They're not looking like the same dominant force they did in the regular season. And I think, and when you play somebody like Patrick Mahomes, who can thrive against great defenses, that's easy work for him. If Travis Kelce might get going. MVS might get going. Oh, Kadarius Toney doesn't play. Sky Moore might get a touchdown again like he did last year. It's just, I feel like just somehow, some way, he is going to win. He's got a third Super Bowl ring, and I'm going to sit here on another football episode and tell you again, this man is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. I'm calling him the GOAT now. I know he still has to catch up to Tom Brady, but I'm starting the campaign early. I got to. MVP is a different story, though. I don't think he's going to win Super Bowl MVP. I honestly think it's going to be Ladarius Sneed that wins Super Bowl MVP. Because he's going to be strapping Deebo Samuel. And you know they need to make plays for Deebo. I think that's going to be the big one.
Okay, that's fair. All right, Johnny. I'm going to swing it to you, and then Kendrick will just, go in last. But go ahead, Johnny.
Yep.
Give us your Super Bowl predictions, score, and MVP win. Chris, what's the score do you have? If you had the manager already, what's the score?
I'm going to go Chiefs 23-17.
Okay. 23-17. Johnny, go ahead.
I gave it I was gonna give it 21-30. I was gonna give it 21-30ish range, either 30 or 34. But I was gonna go with the Chiefs, and honestly, for the same reasons that Kendrick said, and that was gonna lead into my point that I was making with the last segment, but rattled some cages there. But at the main point, the main thing, it led to my main point, bro. It led to my main point, which actually segues into this last topic real quick. He's an entity. And it just goes back to everything that Chris was just saying. Patrick Mahomes is an entity. Now we have to start talking about it. It's more so of the thing that defines greatness is, in my personal opinion, one of the things that define greatness is who you keep from achieving it. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, who you keep from taking that crown from you. And we've seen Tom Brady has done it. Basically, players in sports have the Jordan, Tom Brady, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, being on top, it's about who you keep from taking your crown from you. And like we said, but the Josh Allens, the Jalen Hurtses, now the most recently the Lamar Jacksons, time and time again, quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, he just outplays, he just beats, he just finds a way to do what he needs to do, whatever he needs to do in that moment to pull his team out of it. This guy is an entity that if they win, if our predictions are true and the Chiefs win this game, we need to start basically everybody that's not Tom Brady. He just beats, bro. I think that's the only person he didn't beat in the Super Bowl. And honestly, we just need to start talking about that. If they win this game, we need to start just talking about possibly putting his name up there with the greats, honestly, on that Mount Rushmore, maybe number 2, number 3-ish, as far as quarterbacking. For sure, top 5 of all time. For sure, top 5. He needs to start getting talked about. Those whispers need to start. Like, I'm not saying just solidify it, stamp it, but whispers need to start happening if they win this game. How about Pat Mahomes? And it just feels like, and I just want to say, when did he get drafted? Because thank God the Eagles won before he
20,
became him. When he came,
2018.
yeah, I thought that 2018, right? Thank God we won, bro. Thank God we won when we did.
I think
That's all I got to say. Thank God we won when we did.
With Deshaun Watson, and he was in the same class with who's the quarterback the Bears had drafted? Or that could have been Mitch Trubisky. I think that was probably
Mitch. Yeah, Mitch. Yep.
They had a couple of quarterbacks. They had a couple quarterbacks in their class.
And I just want to say, I'm just end it with that, like, bro. Just thank God the Eagles won when we did. But yeah. I got it 21-30, 21-34, the Chiefs range area. Niners might even get 24 because they can score a little bit. They might find some holes. They have a very good offense, but at the end of the day, nah, bro. I got the Chiefs by at least a touchdown plus and whatnot. But it's the Super Bowl, might be closer, but I got the Chiefs, bro, and that's because of that thing over there at quarterback. And we just got, you know how long it took us to get through Tom Brady, and that we might possibly have another version of annoyance that everybody's going to have to come to meet because we're all of our quarterbacks, all these guys are starting to have the same problem. Patrick Mahomes. Like, God darn it. It took us forever to get past Tom Brady. Now, here we go again with another version of that or whatever.
Listen, the Eagles ain't never afraid of challenges. We fly over the challenges. We just get straight to it. Let's go.
Like, not just the Eagles, the league, bro. Just dealing with Tom Brady in general. Now we have to deal with Patrick Mahomes for God knows how long.
You can't say that after this year.
Chris,
wait till next year before you say anything.
Chris.
Well, yeah, for sure. But I was gonna say, I'm talking league. I said the league.
Kyle, you want a fun fact real fast? Just a fun fact. You know the Raiders had a better defense than the Eagles, and all we got is Max Crosby.
What, in the last month and a half?
Well, last half season.
That's not.
Come on, let's stay on topic. Let's stay on topic. We not about to.
Not doing it.
The
point is,
you don't know 3 players on my defense.
The point is, oh, come on, man.
Nasty work. Come on.
The point. I'm done. The point is, dog. The Chiefs win here. Yeah, bro. We might have to deal with another version of like dominance for God knows how long.
Kendrick, last but not least, end it off. Take us home, man.
I got to be honest. Patrick Mahomes is going to go down as one of the best quarterbacks of all time. I will say that. However, I don't know if he's going to continue his winning ways because how much longer does Andy Reid have? And I feel like him and Andy Reid have that thing where it's like him and Bill, where it's like Tom and Bill. But how much longer does Andy Reid have? That's where you got to start looking. Also,
the win is going to keep him here as long as he can.
Yeah, okay.
He's trying to hold on to their coaches. Belichick, 72, still coaching. Big Red going to try to stay in there, man. You're right. That's a good question, though.
I guess until the wheels fall off, honestly.
Yeah. Also, another fun fact, Patrick Mahomes actually got drafted in 2017.
2017. Who was the quarterbacks in that class? Mitch Trubisky and those guys?
Oh, I ain't.
So he was behind Alex Smith. So he's behind Alex Smith that year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was behind him for 1 year. That's why I was like,
he's behind Alex Smith. That. So thank God we won when we did.
But listen, I will say this. This is definitely probably going to feel a little controversial. Maybe not. People might not like it. But listen, I will say this: business is business, and business will always be business. You know what I'm saying? The NFL is a business and entertainment, but business first. Money is always important. Reason why I say that. Let's just. I gotta announce it. I don't like to bring it up. I didn't want to bring it up. I'm just saying, Taylor Swift won't beat her, right? And listen, it's a money thing. It's not even. I'm not even upset that she's gonna be there.
What a publicity stunt!
I'm disgusted. I'm not even gonna say it's a publicity. I'm disgusted at capitalism at work in the NFL and in sports. That's what it is, and that's what
absolutely
taking the sports way, man.
Capitalism is what's making me upset about this. Not even that everything else about whatever. I could care less. It's the capitalism part that they're trying to strive off and really do a number. And that's what disgusts me. And that's why I'm going to say it's going to be 24-20. Chiefs win. Super Bowl MVP gonna be Travis Kelce because he's gonna end up with 2 touchdowns and 100+ yards.
So your Super Bowl prediction, the Chiefs, and then your Super Bowl MVP winner is
Travis Kelce, 2 touchdowns, 100 yards.
just gotta be.
I'm putting a parlay in for that. I'm gonna put $10 on. I'm gonna put probably like $8-10 on that just for the heck of it. He might have a thing there going with that.
Listen, if
Just for conspiracy purposes, bro. He right.
Listen, this is why it's called the Restricted Zone podcast. When you come in here, it's the Restricted Zone. We talk about a lot of the stuff that's pretty much restricted. Doesn't want to get talked about. Restricted Zone podcast. Kendrick, love what you have brought to the table. Love what you brought with that statement. Johnny, Chris, shout out to you guys. But we're going to wrap it up. This concludes episode 141 of the Restricted Zone podcast, man. The first episode of 2024. And I just want to say thanks you to everyone who's been sticking with us since we started this podcast, man. We can't thank you enough for the love and appreciation you've given us throughout all the platforms. I'm talking about YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, going on the web browser. You're checking out, all right? It's countless stuff. Clicking on the Lincoln tree, Instagram.
We love y'all. We need y'all.
Listen, man, we appreciate every single one of you guys. We don't take your guys' love and support for granted, and that's why the Mamba mentality, Kobe year 24, we're going hard this year, man. And just keep supporting us. Leave a like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. That's where you get the latest posts, notifications, the latest videos, updates, stories, whatever. Just make sure to follow us on Instagram. It'll be in the link below, description with everyone's Instagram. Also with, the Apple, Spotify, and other links to various streams. You can go check us out if you can't watch us on YouTube. So with that being said, guys, have a great day. And hopefully you enjoy this episode as much as we enjoy recording this. Can't wait to see you guys for the next episode. Peace, man.